Okay, let's dive into this explainer and uncover a frustration I know we have literally all experienced. You know the drill. You make a point to get into bed early, you clock a solid 8 or even 9 hours, and yet, the alarm rings and you feel completely dead to the world. Well, today, we're going to explore exactly why sleeping more hours doesn't actually guarantee you'll wake up with more energy. It's a massive sleep paradox, and as you'll see, the secret lies entirely in what you're doing while you are awake.
To really understand how this works, let's look at two totally different guys. On the left, we have Esteban. Now, Esteban spends a full 9 hours in bed every single night, but he still wakes up feeling absolutely exhausted, just kind of dragging himself through the day. On the right, we've got his buddy Marcel. Marcel sleeps just over 7 hours a night, yet he practically jumps out of bed at the exact same time, totally energized and ready to crush his day.
So, this brings us to the central mystery of our explainer today. Why on earth is Esteban so utterly drained? I mean, if he's supposedly getting 9 full hours of shut-eye every single day, basic biology tells us he should be fully recharged, right? But he's super sluggish, while Marcel, who is sleeping significantly less, is just thriving. What's actually going on here?
Section 1. A Tale of Two Routines. How Esteban and Marcel Spend Their Waking Hours. Let's see how this all builds up right from the morning.
Let's track Esteban's timeline first. At 6 a.m., his alarm goes off, and he's just struggling to find the willpower to stand up. He immediately relies on a massive cup of coffee, starts scrolling social media, and heads out for a 9-hour shift. By the afternoon, he comes home totally wiped out, eats, and just crashes on the couch. He hits that heavy afternoon slump and takes a massive 2-hour nap. So he wakes up around 8 p.m. feeling super groggy with absolutely zero motivation. It's too late to go out, so he just cracks open a beer, doom scrolls on his phone until 10 p.m., and then tosses and turns in bed until he finally falls asleep. By 6 a.m., the whole brutal cycle repeats.
Now flip over to Marcel's timeline. His alarm also goes off at 6 a.m., but right away, he throws open the curtains to let the sunlight just flood in. He gets stressed, goes for a quick 15-minute jog, comes back, whips up an omelet, takes a quick shower, and he's out the door. At work, he's dialed in all day. When he gets home, he eats, washes the dishes, and takes a very strictly timed 20-minute power nap. His evening is actually active, maybe playing some basketball with friends or fixing stuff around the house. By the time night rolls around, he winds down by reading a book, hits the pillow before 11 p.m., and sleeps completely soundly.
Here is the craziest part about all of this. Because Marcel is so energized and efficient, he actually gains 2 extra hours of active life every single day compared to Esteban. Just think about that for a second. 2 extra hours a day to do whatever he wants, things Esteban just has no time or energy for, all while sleeping less. So we really have to ask, what is the biological magic happening inside Marcel's body?
Section 2. The Science of Temperature, Movement, and Sleep Depth. The core thesis drawn straight from the source material is this huge truth bomb. Sleep quality is way more important than sleep quantity. And here's the kicker. That quality is almost entirely dependent on how you prepare your body during the day. It honestly has very little to do with what you do right before your head hits the pillow.
When we compare their daytime body temperatures, a super clear pattern emerges. Every single day, Marcel makes physical activity a priority. That morning jog, the evening basketball, it doesn't even have to be some extreme, crazy workout. But that movement actively elevates his core body temperature. And that high temperature acts as a really powerful biological signal to his brain, basically telling it, hey, stay stimulated, stay focused, stay alert.
So the crucial point here is the relationship between day and night. A lack of daytime movement, like Esteban's totally sedentary, couch-bound lifestyle, keeps your core temperature low all day, which just signals the brain to feel sluggish and sleepy. But here's the real secret. The larger your temperature spike is from moving around during the day, the deeper and more dramatic your body temperature will drop at night. And it is exactly that steep drop in temperature that triggers incredibly deep, restorative sleep. Esteban just flatlines his temperature all day by sitting around, so he stays lethargic and only gets shallow, restless sleep at night.
Section 3. The Science of Light, Melatonin and the Sleep-Wake Cycle.
Beyond body temperature, there's a second major biological factor at play, and it's driven entirely by how these guys interact with light. To really get this, we have to talk about melatonin. Think of melatonin as the hormone that regulates your sleep-wake cycle. The rule is super simple. The lower your melatonin levels, the more active and alert you feel. The higher the levels, the sleepier you get. And here's the key. The release of melatonin is triggered by darkness.
This brilliantly illustrates their contrasting habits, right? Look at how differently they manage this hormone. Marcel intentionally crushes his melatonin levels first thing in the morning by stepping right into bright sunlight.
Then after 8 p.m., he completely avoids screens and bright lights, which lets his melatonin naturally rise, beautifully preparing his brain for deep sleep. Esteban, on the other hand, does the exact opposite. He spends almost his whole day indoors, meaning his melatonin stays artificially high when he should be wide awake, leaving him drowsy at his desk. Then, at night, he's staring at the bright blue light of his phone screen until 10 p.m., actively suppressing the exact hormone he needs to fall asleep. It's a total mismatch.
Section 4. Prepare for rest during the day. The final formula for energy. Let's pull this all together.
Look at this quote from the explainer. It's the ultimate paradigm shift you need to take away today. Good and healthy sleep simply does not happen at the moment you decide to go to bed. Sleeping well and waking up with tons of energy is actually a 24-hour process. You're going to sleep tonight exactly according to how you prepared your body during your waking hours today.
So, to wake up full of energy like Marcel, the source material gives us 4 daytime habits. Number 1, step outside into the sun or turn on incredibly bright lights right when you wake up to flush out that daytime melatonin. Number 2, move around. Go for a walk, do some chores, just spike that core body temperature so it has room to drop later tonight. Number 3, if you absolutely need a nap, cap it at exactly 20 minutes to dodge that groggy sleep inertia that completely ruined Esteban's evening. And finally, number 4, put the screens away and dim your lights after 8 o'clock.
Now, if you really want to master these concepts and optimize your energy so you can perform at 100% every single day, the source material heavily recommends checking out the book Why We Sleep. It's basically the definitive guide to completely understanding all these biological levers we've been talking about today.
So, as we wrap up, I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought. Think about literally everything you have done since you opened your eyes this morning. Have you seen the actual sun? Have you elevated your heart rate even a little bit? Take a hard look at your habits right now and ask yourself, based on your actions today, what kind of sleep have you actually prepared for tonight? Because remember, tomorrow's energy is being decided right now.